Now, Executive Suites with WPRI.com reporter Ted Nesi.
Welcome to Executive Suite. I'm Ted Nesi. Later on the show, we're going to hear about Premama, a startup in Providence. It's created a vitamin drink mix for expectant mothers, an interesting new approach on that. And I'm joined now by Dan Azes. He's a Brown University graduate and co-founder and president of Luna Pharmaceuticals in Providence, but you may know them better because they created Premama, which is a vitamin drink mix for expectant mothers. It's a startup. You can see it there on the screen. Dan, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And can you tell me a little about Premama? I must say, you don't look like you've ever been an expectant
mother.
mother.
I'm not a pre-mama, but I do have 3 sisters and a mom, and so I kind of know a lot about the struggles and some of the pains of pregnancy, and although it is an awesome thing, it's not the easiest for a woman to go through, so thankfully us men have it a bit easier.
Lucky us, yeah.
But Premama, basically, we created this. It's a powdered prenatal supplement for a pregnant woman to be taken before conception, throughout pregnancy, and during breastfeeding.
Okay.
It has nutrients that are clinically proven to reduce the chance of birth defect, and our product especially is a substitute for prenatal pills, which a lot of women actually have problems digesting due to their size, and you add the fact that it's called a horse pill and they're nauseous, taking that every day makes it difficult. So what we did with Premama is put those nutrients that are in the prenatal pills, as well as some prescription grade ingredients that you cannot find in any other over-the-counter supplement, that are clinically proven to soothe the symptoms of morning sickness, clinically proven to be non-constipating, and all vegetarian and the highest grade absorption that you would get from any supplement, and put it into two actually, easy to take, 1 a day, kind of sachets, if you will. It's kind of like a crystal light that's all natural for pregnant women. So
you put it into maybe a drink or a cereal or something?
Exactly. So we have 2 products. The Essentials is flavorless. That's because a lot of women, their taste buds change during pregnancy. So if they didn't like our kind of smooth tangerine flavor that the Plus is, the Essentials is your product then. And you can mix that into a soft food, oatmeal, yogurt. You can even bake it into a cookie or a cake, but often it goes into a juice, a breakfast smoothie. Some do put it in water as well, but it's very versatile, so it can really go into whatever a woman wants to consume, and that won't upset her stomach or upset her nausea. So it's the easiest, most horrible way to get the nutrients you and your baby to need on a day-to-day basis. The Plus, it's flavored. It has 165 milligrams of omega fats, including DHA and ALA. So if you didn't flavor that, it'd be pretty fishy, and we definitely don't want women to have a bad taste experience. So we gave this a nice smooth citrus flavor. It's 0 calorie, naturally flavored, sweetened with stevia, and you mix that just 1 pack a day into a 16-ounce bottle of water, shake it up and drink it.
Now, you know, a lot of us have mothers and sisters, but What would make a guy, you were on the crew team at Brown, you're from Canada originally, I know, what would make a guy think, I'm going to make something special for women to drink to get their nutrients? What got this idea in your head?
It's probably the most common question I get.
I'm sure.
So actually, my co-founder and I, Will, we both were very passionate about nutrition, and we met each other while at Brown in a business class, and we were kind of partnered up talking about, well, what can we solve? What kind of issues are there out there? And we did have the echoings of our mothers in the back of our head complaining about, well, you don't know what it was like to make you. I brought you into this world, And we were just thinking, well, let's go out and let's talk to some women. Women seem to know a lot about everything. Moms are the backbone, so what can we learn from them? And while at a Whole Foods, a pregnant woman came up to us and said, I wish there was something besides these prenatal pills. And as 2 20-something-year-olds, and you're right, not pre-mamas, we were like, I don't know what those are, but I'll look into it. So we interviewed another 300 pregnant women, and they all said the same thing. I hate the pill. My doctor says I have to take it. Makes me sick. It gets stuck in my throat. I get nasty fish burps after. I don't even take it. So there were all these things we were getting feedback on, and we're like, wow, this is something that every woman should take every day that she's pregnant, and ideally 3 months before she even conceives. But they can't even take these pills because they're so big and so hard to consume. Like, there must be something out there. And we started digging into it, and there were a couple companies that were starting to do something, but really no one was solving the problem of the nausea, the constipation, and delivering a unique method that is not a pill. Part of the reason is it's really hard to mask all those nutrients and make it taste good.
Well, I was going to ask, how did you guys end up, how'd you figure out how to make this?
Yeah, so what we did is we surrounded ourselves by people smarter than us. So we found, we brought on some high-risk OBGYNs from the West Coast. We work closely with Brown and Women and Infants obstetrics department. We also work with some OBs from the Norwalk Hospital and also some professors in obstetrics at Yale University. So we had a lot of smart doctors around us, as well as pharmacists, and they helped us put together what should go in it, what the issues are, and how we can solve that with different nutrients. And from there to actually getting it developed, we brought on some natural food experts, people who've been through the road before, created products, sold them in the natural food channels. I mean, this right now is available at Whole Foods. We sell in a lot of natural mom and pop stores as well. So that's kind of,
I think Amazon.com.
Amazon
too?
as well. We sell on Amazon. Should be expanding into a couple more .com soon. And our website currently sells these products, but in a backwards way. The new website launches in a week, so we'll have all this ready and easy to buy.
People getting a preview on Executive.
Exactly.
How much are you asking for? How much does it go for?
So the Essentials is $32.99, so just about $1 a day, and the Plus, because it is more expensive, is about $42.99. That said, I know at Whole Foods you'll get it cheaper. We like to sell it at the highest so that hopefully you guys can go into the store and...
Spoken like a smart businessman.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what made you decide to stay in Rhode Island. And as I mentioned, you're from Canada,
Sure.
came here for school, but you and William Doe are staying here to try to build this business. What made you decide to do that?
Yeah, Will's from San Fran, so neither of us are here. Neither have any family here, but I'm in love with Rhode Island. Coming here, I had no idea what to expect. But I'm a big foodie, and I think the food's fantastic. Business-wise, it's very, very comfortable for an entrepreneur to live here. I mean, we're not paying ourselves crazy salaries. Will and I both turned down the high salary banking life for this pursuit to try and bring some joy and happiness to pregnant women and also make a difference. And our rent is very, very inexpensive to be downtown. The rent for housing is very inexpensive. So it's a place where a young person can definitely live well and not need the largest salary. So that plus its location, I think, can't be beat. I mean, you're 30 minutes to Boston if you want a bigger city feel, but Providence basically has everything you do need. You're 20 minutes to the beach if you're ready for a day off. Go up to Vermont if you want to go skiing. Everything is within a weekend away here, so I think that's
it's a good place to be.
It's a great place.
So, when you're looking at this, you've had to raise money. How's that gone in terms of being able to tap into the resources you need to build a company?
Sure. So we've done some work with Bryant University. We've done some work with the EDC, with Brown University as well. Our rent is actually still subsidized by the Rhode Island Center of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, even though it's kind of being rebuilt and rebranded right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of disappeared, but they're still paying part of our rent, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of help. There's a lot of there's actually a large entrepreneurial community around here, so it's a great network.
Though much of it's tech focused.
It is very tech focused. It's actually very tough to find anyone who's consumer goods at the startup phase, in the angel groups in particular. Usually that's private equity and venture capital. There's a lot of actually interesting articles in the Times recently about bets on food-based companies. But it is the first couple investments are tougher to get. So we originally tapped into our network in Canada for our first angel round of $250,000, and we're in the midst of $1 million round right now. I am actually in conversations with Ocean State Angels, which is a Rhode Island-based angel company.
Had them on the show, actually.
Oh, yeah, great. Awesome. Yeah, there are a lot of great mentors here for me. Steve Lane from Zymedica is one of them. Danny Warshay, he's involved in almost every business in Rhode Island. He was my professor at Brown as well. So there's a lot of help here, a lot of smart people. And one thing that we can do, too, is we do outsource a number of our day-to-day, but interns, there's 6 universities in Providence alone that you can kind of tap, or the Providence area that you can tap into. There's a lot of brain power here, RISD, Brown, JWU, that you can really, Providence College. So it makes it pretty affordable to actually bring in some help that otherwise could earn a lot more elsewhere if they weren't working in New York or something along those lines.
So if we have any expectant moms watching the show, maybe with a little morning sickness, try Premama. You can get it on Amazon and at Whole Foods. Dan, thanks for being here. I also want to thank Scott Gibbs from the Economic Development Foundation of Rhode Island. He was here for the first half of the show. If you missed any of this or any other episode of Executive Suite, you can catch it all on our website, WPRI.com. I'll see you next week on Executive Suite.